Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this open here. We'll see what's in here. It's packaged pretty well, and I like the way they put the American flag there. I'm all about anything made in the USA, not the garbage that comes from overseas, which rusts before you know it. So pretty good, and they were very nice. I wanted to change out the gauge on it, and they did it real quick for me, so that was awesome. Real quick turnaround. So comes with the exact kit for your Jeep, so just make sure you do that right when you ordered it. I got the neon blue. I just like blue, and that's the theme with my Jeep as well. Comes with some cool stickers. I love stickers. You know, I have a whole operation going with the stickers. So everything is in here that I asked for. Everything looks solid, so we'll just go through. This isn't rocket science doing this, but it's removing the old stuff from the OEM. That's the problem. And then, as you could tell, I'll just take one of these out, but this is some serious stuff. Really well made. They got it all shrink wrapped, tells you where to go. This goes to the engine block, to the firewall, so that's what this one's for. I mean, this is serious stuff. Really good stuff. Then you got stuff that goes to the TIPM here, back to the battery positive, the alternator as well. So I got the same gauge ground to match that alternator one here, because I did notice. So Big7, just a shout out to you guys, would be cool if you supplied the ground as well for an aftermarket alternator. Not thinking that people are still keeping their stock ones, but I went ahead and ordered the same gauge to keep it exactly the same for that new alternator. But just a thought, I couldn't find it on your website to order like an additional ground for the aftermarket alternator. Just a thought. So that is it. So I'm gonna get to work here. Like I said, they did an awesome job. So it looks really, really awesome. Really good stuff there. All right, just unpacking the Big7. Came with some cool stickers. I already threw one on the back of the Jeep. Got this here as well, and then it gives you some help on the videos, which I've seen some YouTubers out there. I'll be one of those soon as well, so I'll record some of this and let you know how the experience went, what to do, what not to do, but they cover it pretty well. And then here are some of the accessories that it came with, some military grade heavy duty. I mean, these weigh a lot. Could have came with some sort of extender to add your auxiliary. This really isn't long enough, but I have some pieces that I have on the Jeep already that I'm going to reuse, clean it up, where you could attach to here. It's like, I think it's copper, and then I could add more auxiliary. So I'll just attach it to this. It'll work well with that. There's some fuses here, 150, 200, 4 amp. Guessing I could probably connect this for my winch, so I'll probably use one of these. Then we got the covers there, which is great. And then we also have another distribution block here, which I think goes on the plastic side of where your battery is. Some folks mount it on top, on the side. I'll figure it out. Here are all the cables. This is the negative side here. Again, really well made. Really looks cool with all the neon blue on it. And then I got my positives here as well. And then I have the alternator I'm going to put in, followed by the starter as well. And connect everything, put the negative back on, and hope that the Jeep turns on and there's no issues and nothing's smoking, nothing's blowing up. Alright, more to come from Jeep Torque. Alright, I'm going to upgrade to a Powermaster 250 amp with the 6 slots deep for the belt here. So it's packaged really nice, made in the USA, which I love. So they have a cool little thank you there. Love that. That's cool. Just really packaged nice. And then you got the instructions here, which is super helpful. So that's cool there. I like that. And then they got it nicely packed in the styrofoam here. And then I love the kind of, I textured paint that they put on here for rust proof, I guess. But it's just kind of heavy. It's pretty beefy, heavy. It's got the nice texture on it. The Powermaster logo. It's going to look really nice once it's in there. So, really solid piece of workmanship. This thing is tight. So I will be running new ground cable, 2/0 gauge, and then the same thing for the charging cable. So I ordered all new cables, 2/0 gauge for the Jeep to replace all the stock cabling, but this is nice. All right, I'm gonna start to do the wiring here. Gonna have to cut out that whole harness around there to get the new Big7 kit in with that thicker gauge. This is gonna have to pop out as well and come up. I'm gonna have to take this off, get this all out of the way so I could work right. Also gonna be replacing the alternator as well. At the same time, removing the starter down at the bottom. The real pain in the butt will be that long harness there that you see with my finger here. The best thing to do is to cut through all of that. Make sure you label anything. Like I have an extra amp in the back with two 12-inch speakers in the back. I got two 12s, so I have some other stuff going on here. And then I got auxiliary stuff, obviously. I have my winch, I have my auxiliary lights. So you want to make sure you got everything labeled. I'm going to take this time to probably redo some of these wires, clean it up a little bit more, get them sealed really nice for the new connectors, because I'm going to be replacing all of this here. This is all going to go and disappear once I'm all done. It's going to take a couple hours, if not 2 days, 3 days. I got to take my time. And like I said, the difficult part will be that back part back there. That's going to be the real big pain in the butt. And so yeah, let me get to it because it's going to take some time. All right. What I like to do before I start stripping wires and gonna clean all this mess up, obviously you don't want to forget what's on the negative side and what's on the positive side. So I just took a Sharpie and I marked each one of my connectors here with the Sharpie, just so I know that these will all be back into the negative terminal when I'm ready to wrap everything back up. Because clearly I got a little bit of a mess here. Some longer wiring than I need. So I am going to clean all this up. This is obviously going to take, this is like a 2-day job. And again, what I was saying earlier, this will be the one that's going to be the pain in the butt, that has the ground, the power going all the way down to the starter. In a lot of the videos, these guys shred that all out, or in some cases they just cut the original power, original positive cable going down to the starter with the Big7 kit. You could do that and leave that in there, but I'm going to try and see. It is possible to get that out of there. I'm a bit worried about that whole chunk back there, but I think you could just pull the cable through once you get it, and once you cut it, you cut it. So you know, and then I got some work to do down there, but this is going to take a little bit of time. That is what I'm going to work on. I need to get my snorkel back up and running too. I had to make some changes there, which I do want to put back the original and get that going. But yeah, more to come. Thanks, guys. All right, just a little update. I took the battery out. I had a special battery plate. I took out the stock a while back because I outfitted a snorkel, a Hummer style, which goes in through this hole here and then comes out to here. I have another adapter for all of that, but I took it out temporarily, and then that's the snorkel. But when you do that, you have to make some changes here, which I did. So my battery goes in a vertical versus horizontal, like the OEM style. So now that I'm making some clear way here, I'm going to start cutting this harness apart, start pulling some of these old battery cables out, and continue to move forward here. I did not purchase these zip tie Christmas trees. I should have, so I'll have to see if I could get those, because I'm probably not gonna, there's no way I'm gonna be done with this today. I have family over, so I gotta deal with that. But yeah, I might order right now so I could get it. You know, one of the only things I'll get from Amazon is stuff like that. But I zip tied some of these things together here, and just to get it out of the way, and we will move on. So this is the little piece I got to put my auxiliaries. It's like a copper piece. I'm going to take this off, clean it up, and put it on the new ones that came from the Big7 kit. I wish they had these that came with the kit. That would be awesome, because that extension that they have there, I'm not sure. I'll see if I'm able to put everything, great. If not, I'm going to use my little blocks that I had gotten. I forgot from where. It might have been from extremeterrain.com. I don't really mess with Amazon, just for kind of some basic tools, oil, things of that nature. But I don't buy these things from Amazon. But anyway, probably worth taking a look at one of these things. You could take that and then connect it to this piece here, which I'm gonna see if that works. I'm not even sure if I'll be able to do something like that. We'll see what happens. But yeah, this is where this tool comes in handy for these type of things here. You could get in there and it'll just cut without damaging anything wire wise, so it's really great. I've seen this already out there too. Others use this. This is nothing new, but just much easier to get through and get all this tape, and then it just comes off just like that. Again, this tool here, and then it has this piece so it doesn't damage any of your existing wire, and you're easily able to pull all this sheathing off. So I'm going to continue on to get that positive away from there, which is going to this box here. So just take your time with this. You know, I don't care if this thing sits for a couple of days. I got 2 other cars. If it's your daily driver, then you should definitely plan ahead, because this is going to take some time. Don't rush it. Otherwise, you're not going to tighten something down right. You're going to burn something, and you're going to be pretty pissed off trying to chase it. So just take your time is what I would say. And if you have another car that you could use, not your daily driver, plan ahead if it's your daily driver through like a long weekend. And just take your damn time with any of these things. All right, just a quick status update here. I ran the power from the starter down at the bottom through the back. That was a bit of a pain. I wish the ends would have came bent down there for it, so I had to bend it myself to get it into the right position down there. Nothing crazy, but I did the fuse box here. I also have the negative against the fender frame there, which I routed down in there. You'll see it. I still have, these are all my auxiliary wires, you know. So I'm working my way through. The next thing I'm going to do, because I have to replace my alternator, I'm going to take this off here, and then going to work on the engine block around as well. So to come next. All right, just a quick update. I put the alternator in. It's the brand new 250 alternator from Powermaster. I ran the alternator cable, the power going underneath where the stock was, underneath through here, through this channel, and then up to the fuse box that I put on the inside here. I did use little bolts. I think they're like 8M maybe, or 9M. I put them here with a little nut on the back and washer. Put all four to keep this really tight, because I got to bend these 2-gauge wires. So that's what I got going there. I already have the starter. This is my starter positive here. I have my negative battery going down to the engine block. I got the TIPM battery here. I had to create my own ground, same 2-gauge heavy duty wire to match the power here. That's what Powermaster recommends, so I got that down. This, I cut the boots that came with these, they're just way too small, so I just cut the end off to make it fit nice and snug. This is it right here, so I just cut that end off and put it down in there, so that's really tight, and just in case I don't want to touch that and cause any issues, this is what it looks like here from this angle. And that's how I got that set up with the bolts and the 250 amp fuse, sorry. And I still have a mess of my auxiliary wires. These are all my auxiliary wires that obviously won't fit. Some of them will fit into the side there, but like this little guy I would have to clip. I mean, I could probably make it work. So what I'm gonna do is I ordered a little block for the auxiliaries that I'm going to put on the military grade terminals that it came with. And then down here, that's where, I don't know if you could see, but that's where I put my engine block cable from the frame. So I have one going from the frame down to the firewall down to the engine block here, and then the engine block going up to the negative. And then I also put that over there, that other gauge. I found another spot on the engine block for my alternator Powermaster to go up, so I gave it its own ground, and the other two I just put them together. I don't think there's an issue with that. I've seen it online already, so that's what we have going on there. And yeah, that's it. So I'm getting close to the end here. I just gotta tidy everything up, and I gotta redo my auxiliary wires, and then go from there. They put in the new starter as well. The old starter is beat up. Here's the crappy stock cables, you know, that came with the Jeep. It's just garbage here. And here's the positive. It's just thin, absolute garbage, really. I mean, they should at least go up to the 1 gauge mark. I mean, that's just garbage. And yeah, so here's how it's kind of looking. I'm gonna make it all neat. I gotta, you know, cover those. I have something that I'm gonna use to cover those. But yeah, and then this guy's pretty solid. I put these sleeves on here too, the shrink tube around it, make it tight, make it look stock. So yeah, hopefully this thing starts when I go to start it. I hope no issues. I didn't do something wrong. We'll find out pretty soon.